Cravings are one of the main reasons people decide not to quit nicotine. And if you're watching this video, you've probably tried to quit nicotine in the past and failed. But in this video, I'm going to tell you a new strategy to look at cravings and to actually destroy them so you can quit nicotine for life. Now, why should you even trust me in the first place? Well, I was addicted to nicotine and I actually got diagnosed with acute bronchitis. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've actually smoked through that diagnosis. And I didn't stop smoking because I was so addicted. Now that I'm 9 months sober, I actually have an outside and an inside view of the nicotine addiction. Now, let's get straight into it. What is actually a craving? Most people will lead you to believe that a craving is something that is a big bad wolf that you're not going to be able to get away from, something that you're going to be stuck with for the rest of your life. Well, this isn't the case. I've been sober now for 9 months, and I remember when I was quitting nicotine, I thought that I was going to deal with this forever. For the rest of my life, I was going to be missing nicotine. I was going to get cravings every single day in and day out. Well, that's not the case. So I actually haven't gotten a craving in I don't even know how long. They died off within a month of actually quitting nicotine. And what's interesting is it was all about my mindset, but that's for another video. The mindset revolving around cravings is that you need to understand that they are just an intrusive thought. Now, similar to the thought that you get of punching that grandma at checkout or swerving into the other lane of the highway, you don't act on these thoughts. Actually, you disregard them and they only pass through your mind for a few seconds at most. And this is exactly how you need to attack the thought of a craving, because that's all a craving is an intrusive thought. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh, but I get them all the time. They're not intrusive thoughts. Well, if you change your mindset, they become intrusive thoughts. That's because you're allowing them to become actual thoughts. What happens when you get a thought and you start indulging in that thought? You start thinking more on that thought, like, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? Should I go get some junk food? Should I get ice cream? Oh, no. Should I get some pasta? Oh, okay, I'll get some pasta. So now the thought of pasta becomes an actual thought. The thought of ice cream was just a glancing intrusive thought. And what you've done essentially is give it up. Just pass it off. Just don't pay it any mind. And that's exactly how you need to treat nicotine cravings. Now, there's actually an analogy that completely changed things for me, completely changed the way that I looked at nicotine cravings, and I want to share it with you now. Imagine that you are sitting on a beach. You are just watching the waves come and go. But the thing about these waves is they are ginormous. They are huge waves, like they're like hundreds of feet tall. You can't go and surf these waves now, can you? Well, the thing is, these waves, these are actually cravings. Imagine these waves as cravings. You wouldn't go surf these hundreds of thousands of feet waves, would you? No. What you would do is you would sit on the beach and just watch them come and go. And that's exactly what you need to do when you're thinking about cravings. They're just intrusive thoughts. They're waves that can come and go. You don't have to go jump into the deep end and try to surf these waves. That would be dumb. But that's what happens when we're trying to quit nicotine. We allow these thoughts to manifest in our minds, and we start thinking about things like, oh, should I go and dig it out of the trash? Should I go and, let me type in Google, how do I unclog a water vape? How do I unclog a vape that I put in the water? That is things that I've done because I didn't understand that they are intrusive thoughts. These are things that I did because I failed to quit nicotine, because I failed to understand the true mindset that you need when it comes to quitting nicotine, when it comes to dealing with cravings. That beach analogy alone, and understanding that, hey, cravings are just intrusive thoughts. I don't have to act on these thoughts. In fact, I can distract myself. I can just allow myself to sit with this craving and distract myself instead. I don't have to act on these cravings. I don't have to act on these intrusive thoughts. In fact, it's actually not good to act on these thoughts. That is what led me to failing so many times. And when I had this moment of realization, when I realized that, wait, I don't have to indulge in these thoughts, quitting became easy. I didn't need willpower anymore, because what you're led to believe when you're thinking of cravings, when you're thinking of these thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, you're led to believe that you need willpower to abstain from them, because you think that you have to sit with them, that you have to indulge in them and let them manifest in your brain. Well, you don't have to. This completely eliminates the need for willpower. And that is how you destroy cravings. Number one, you realize that they're an intrusive thought. You don't have to indulge in these thoughts. You don't have to think about them. They're a glancing thought. Number two, you employ the beach analogy. I'm sitting on the beach. I'm just watching these waves crash and go. I don't have to go and surf them. And then you put these two together. And now, I don't need willpower anymore. And every time I get a craving, I can distract myself. So now, this is the trifecta of getting over cravings, of destroying cravings and getting over nicotine. Once I realized this, there are intrusive thoughts, beach analogy, distract myself. That trifecta of action completely changed my life. It made me go from feeling like a failure all the time, depressive, suicidal thoughts. I have a bronchitis diagnosis, but I'm still smoking. To now, I can actually get things done. I can actually live my life. I get dopamine from breathing. But that's another video, all the benefits of quitting. This is about destroying cravings. So now you have all of the tools that you need. You understand that it's an intrusive thought. I don't have to indulge in these thoughts because they're just glancing thoughts. I know I feel repetitive, but this is just so mind-blowing. This will change the way that you go about quitting nicotine. You understand that is an intrusive thought. I don't have to indulge. And now I can just distract myself every time I get that glancing thought. So instead of indulging in these thoughts, not only am I not indulging in them, I'm distracting myself as soon as I get one. That could be drinking some water, talking to someone. These are all things that I did when I was quitting nicotine. And look at where I am now, helping other people quit nicotine. I would have never imagined myself doing something like this. I would probably be dead if I was still smoking nicotine. If I hadn't figured out that cravings, I don't have to indulge in, I don't have to think about them, and that I can just watch them come and go. I don't know. But the point is, this is how you destroy nicotine cravings. They are intrusive thoughts. You don't have to allow them to become actual thoughts. Just imagine yourself sitting on a beach, kick back, non-alcoholic beverage in hand, preferably. But if you're an alcoholic, you're probably not watching this video, if I'm being honest. So non-alcoholic beverage in hand, watching the waves come and go. And then just distract yourself whenever you get a craving. And that is how you destroy cravings. If you want to learn more, check out the link in the description, okay? I will help you quit nicotine forever with zero willpower.